And it is called reality TV. So the next question I want to open up to you guys is, how well do you think these sorts of shows actually reflect reality? Are they actually reality TV, or not so much, just given that name?
Well, I think that the whole idea of reality TV for the typical watcher is completely out of their league. I mean, the people on the shows are getting paid like $75,000 to be in the episode, so they're automatically in a whole nother part of society. So it's not really reality for the watcher. I don't feel like it's more of like watching somebody that's just living so much of a better life than they are. So I don't really think reality is a fitting title even for the competition shows, because that isn't really reality. You have to go through all these different phases to get on the show, and you have all these incredible opportunities, and that isn't how the real world works. You don't just get to walk into a room and be introduced to the most powerful people in the planet.
Point. And I tend to agree with you. I view the purpose of watching television, usually for me, is more of an escape from reality. So it wouldn't make sense as much to be watching reality shows. And I think you're right in saying that it is still a bit of an escape from reality, because they're in these great situations on the competition shows, or in these surreal situations in some of the more comedic reality TV shows, more dramatic ones. Anything from you guys?
Well, I think that for most people, reality TV shows aren't very realistic. However, I think in order for us to really grasp onto a TV show, they have to have some element of where we connect with the show, you know. Granted, I've never been stranded on an island, but like I feel like I connect with people's emotions on those shows and stuff, and that's why I watch them. So I feel at some level you have to connect with the show in order to really watch it, like a full season through.
It's true, and it does seem to be connecting with people. As we mentioned, earlier, it accounts for a large portion of some of the most popular TV shows on TV today. So the question then is, since it's such a cultural phenomenon, in what ways have you seen sort of some of the effects of this reality television in your lives personally?
I think with like American Idol and stuff, or The Biggest Loser. I think The Biggest Loser is really inspirational, and there's very inspirational things I think we go through every day. So that's more the inspirational side. But however, things like Jersey Shore and Keeping Up with Kardashians, to me, it's just like high school. So, I mean, I think even if those shows weren't on the air, we'd still be doing things just like that. However, now it's just kind of being, glamorized that, people are being paid to do what high schoolers do. But, I mean, it's just, it would still happen even if they weren't on, and that's what it is.
I think that the effect that reality TV has mostly had on people around me, not necessarily me, but my friends at school and things, is they make drama seem like a really important part of your life. Like a lot of these reality TV shows, I recall reading an article about a TV show called Chasing the Saturdays, and it's basically, it was going to get cut from the network because there wasn't enough drama, and people weren't liking the amount of drama. There wasn't enough that drew people in. I think the negative effect that people have on that is like, oh, here are these people, they're super famous, they're super rich, they're super glamorous, and it's all because their lives are 90% drama. Like watching something like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or Jersey Shore, 75% of it is them yelling at each other, telling them they're stupid, or like, I can't believe you did this, or talking behind each other's backs. And I feel like that, no matter how hard you try to resist it, that's going to trickle down into everyday society.
Well, yeah, and for some reason, there is a reason why we like to do that. I mean, I think the whole high school thing, again, like, he was kind of saying drama. For some reason, we're fixated on it. We like the whole, like, oh, what did Snooki say about the situation, or what did Kim say about Kris Jenner? And for some reason, we love drama. I mean, if we didn't watch it, it wouldn't be on. So for some reason, we're fixated on it. We love drama. I don't know why, but we love drama. Love to watch it for some reason. I personally don't, but people do.
So you guys have been pointing out some of the ways where this is, again, less of a reality show and more of a scripted and based on the drama that's created on the show sort of phenomenon. So I'll bring it over here, asking you guys: do you believe that reality TV, to you personally, is it more of a demonstration of how you should be living your life? Is it mostly inspirational? These shows that we've been talking about over here, such as Project Runway and Biggest Loser. Or is it most of it just junk that you need you watch for entertainment and should be skeptical about considering reality?
You know, Isaac, I think it really does depend on the show of what you're watching. Like, if you're watching something that doesn't contribute to, like, how do I say it, like, motivation, like, oh God, how do I say it? It's like, if you're watching something like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or Jersey Shore, it's obviously not contributing to anything like building up yourself. You're just going to want to take that drama and apply it to your own life. If you watch something maybe a little bit better, that's one of the pros of reality TV, like American Idol and The X Factor and all that. They can make you feel really good and inspired.
So you mentioned some of those shows, so let's talk about some of the shows that are on these days. These days on air, you know, you've got Buck Wild, Teen Mom. Some people have argued that encourages teen pregnancy. Some of the other shows, we've got Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Jersey Shore, all these reality TV shows on the air today. One of them that we just mentioned was Buck Wild. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Something very controversial happened with Buck Wild just recently. One of the members of the show, named Shane Gandy, he died during a mudding trip as part of the show. Part of the show's theme is to encourage being reckless, kind of take advantage of youth, get drunk, and go seize these moments. The term YOLO, anyone who's unfamiliar with that, it's pretty common amongst our generation. You only live once. So YOLO is kind of the battle cry of those people who are seizing on this opportunity to drink and be reckless and have fun. And this show, Buck Wild, was kind of an embodiment of that, which actually led to this young man's tragic death. So putting that in context, I'd like to roll a quick clip of what Buck Wild looked like. It's actually been taken off the air now, but at the time that it was on the air.
West Virginia is a place founded on freedom. For me and my friends, that means the freedom to do whatever the we want. I want that money in face, baby.
We've been West Virginia, one way in, one way out. Don't know where you're at, stay the out.
Our motto around here is whatever happens, happens.
So that's a little more wild to watch, keeping in mind that, you know, he recently died as a result of some of the activities that we were seeing in the video there. So I want to ask, do you guys think that this sort of behavior not only is glorified on the show, but do you think that it's encouraged in viewers who watch the show?
You know, it's again, you know, it's a certain kind of people who are watching it. I've actually watching that little clip. It reminds me of people who I've actually met. And I don't think, you know, you can tell anyone how to live their life. So it's just another show. There's going to be fans of it because people are going to relate to it. And, you know, that's that. You know, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. But if you can, you can. And yes, maybe it is glorified. But like I said, if it wasn't on the air, there would still be people doing the exact same thing. And I know that people are getting paid, but, and yes, it is glamorized, but I don't think it's different. I don't think, and nothing would change if it wasn't on.
So you think it's more part of the generation, whether or not reality TV exists, it will continue?
Most definitely. I think I think this was happening before it became a show. All of this was happening, things like Jersey Shore. But, you know, and, you know, people acting like that. I think it was always happening. You know, I've heard stories from adults that are like, oh, wow, you did that. I mean, we could make that in a reality show. We could, you know, I mean, so, you know, I think, yes, it is glamorized, and I don't know why people want to watch it, but maybe so. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just...
Let me follow up on that then by, you know, you're saying that you think it's going to be present whether or not it's popularized on television. But since I think most people would agree that it's pretty, stupid behavior and obviously very dangerous, what it resulted in this circumstance. So why is that sort of thing being glorified and getting such high ratings on television? Is it sort of a schadenfreude? The schadenfreude meaning the, joy and pain of others watching other people do stupid stuff? Is that why we choose to glorify these sorts of things?
I think a lot of the reason that we glorify these things is because I think on a personal level we start to we don't do these things in our everyday lives, and this is a way for us kind of to vicariously live through these people, because I've never gone drunken mudding, but maybe that's something I don't want to do, but watching these people do it, I kind of get the experience without the dangerous part of it. So I think that, that's a lot of the draw to it. It's kind of like being able to do it without really having to take on all the risks of it.
Well, I think that people love that kind of thing to see. If you're with somebody that sets off fireworks in some crazy place that causes a huge explosion or whatever, you're going to be sitting there going, oh, whoa, like, look at that just happened. And so if it's on TV and you can watch it at home whenever you feel like it, then you can have those kind of moments, whereas originally it was like somebody that you knew actually had to be daring and crazy, but you got exhilaration from it. So watching it on TV, you can get that exhilaration easily, and people are like, oh yeah, this is really fun to watch.
It's an interesting point, kind of trying to live, as you were saying, vicariously through these television programs. So, these dangerous actions, they are one of the more popular topics on some of these shows. Another one of them